Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Build Value by Choice. I am your host, Nana Bonsu, President and CEO of Infinite Horizons Incorporated. We offer business consulting and coaching services to small business owners to help them increase the value of their business while freeing them up from the day-to-day operations. You may look us up at www.infhorizons.com to book an appointment to learn more about how we might be able to help you. Our guest today is Diana Mouring. Today's topic is going to be talking about a unique product that they have out in the market to help defend against cybersecurity issues. Diana Mouring is from Cincinnati, Ohio, and works in sales and marketing for a company called DS Labs. DS Labs sells a cybersecurity solution called NADR, NADR, and is the world's first autonomous cybersecurity hardware solution for small to mid-sized businesses. NADR is a device that provides 100% endpoint security and uses machine learning to stop threats faster, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Welcome to Build Value by Choice, Diana.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. What are some of the common cybersecurity threats that businesses face today?
The problem is that hackers get smarter by the day. This is their 9-to-5 job. So it's the fact that they can get in so many different ways. And the more internet devices we add to our businesses, the more vulnerabilities we add to our networks. And unfortunately for us, that means more things we have to protect.
Yeah. So it's not just one entry point, but multiple entry points.
Exactly. You can have phishing emails. You can click on a bad link that can get ransomware. You can have the worst of the attacks is the one that you invite in the front door and it piggybacks on an upgrade or an update to a software solution and it's embedded in there. So those are supply chain exploits. There's so many different things that business owners have to protect themselves from these days.
Yeah, interesting. You look into update or upgrade your software or your device, and instead you invite in some kind of virus that's attached to it into your business house. I didn't even think about that one. How does NADR work to defend against these type of issues?
So basically, NADR is a hardware device, which makes it different than most of the cyber solutions out there because they're software based. Being a hardware solution, we sit right behind your firewall. And so what that means is 100% of your internet traffic comes and goes through our device. So it's able to watch everything that is going on. And so it looks for indicators of compromise and indicators of attack so that it can autonomously stop those things from happening within your business.
And the autonomous, my understanding is that the autonomous way that it works is through AI and machine learning. Is that correct?
That is correct. So NADR stands for Network Anomaly Detection and Response. And so what that means is through machine learning, it sits on your system for about 2 weeks and just watches what's going on and what happens. So it can learn what's normal, what devices should be connecting to what internet sites. And then from there, it looks for anomalies. It looks for outside IP addresses trying to connect to your computer, trying to connect to your printer, to your security camera. And when it sees these things, it then alerts your IT department or shuts down the connection completely.
So why is NADR such a valuable tool for small to mid-sized businesses?
Because it's priced very affordably and it can protect 100% of your endpoints. What that means is that most software solutions, you have to install an agent on the device that you want protected. Well, you can't install an agent on a printer, on a security camera, on badge access equipment, on the smart refrigerator you might have in your break room. And because we're a hardware device, we can protect all of those devices. If it connects to the internet, it has to go through our device. Therefore, we can protect it.
Yeah, and there was a story, I can't remember exactly where, somebody hacked, it may have been in my earlier conversation with you, but somebody hacked another business through like their thermostat or something.
Yes. So last year, there was a big Las Vegas casino that was hacked through the heating system on the aquarium in their lobby. And so the hackers were able to get in through that heater system on the aquarium. They were able to get onto their Wi-Fi, and from there it was an internal attack, and most devices don't look for that type of attack. They were able to get onto their computers, their servers, and wreak havoc through all of their systems.
Yeah, so just another example to say that, hey, just because you have a cybersecurity software installed in your servers doesn't mean you're completely protected, because you could be attacked, through different means and different avenues.
Yes. And there was a little closer to home, there was a company, or there was a dentist office in Dayton that was also hacked through an aquarium filtration system in their lobby. So, I mean, you think about Las Vegas casinos, they're like the epitome of security, right? They are the eye in the sky and everything that they have, all the way down to a very small dentist office in Dayton. So it just goes to show you, you don't have to be a big guy to be a target.
Yeah. And just, by way of statistics, what on average, if a business gets hacked, right, despite all the, software defenses that they put up, on average, how long do they last?
So there's a statistic out there by the National Cybersecurity Alliance that says 60% of small businesses will be out of business within 6 months of a data breach.
60%. That's huge. That's a pretty scary fact.
Yes, it is.
So so that's why it's imperative, right? Because that's the business case right there, right? When you have to compare between losing your business within 6 months of being attacked and being proactive and getting NADR to protect your premises, it just kind of makes the case. Not to mention that it sounds like you were saying, the prices are also reasonable. So what are some of the other biggest benefits of NADR other than what I just mentioned? What are some of the other biggest benefits?
So the one of the cool things that we offer is geofencing. So if you only do work inside the United States, we can actually geofence and keep any connections from outside of the United States from getting in. But let's say you do business in the United States, Canada, and Great Britain. We can also geofence just those areas so that you can still keep out most of the bad that's known on the internet, because the majority of it comes from the same areas, and we can block those out from even having access to your systems. So that's one of the things that can really help.
Yeah, and what is geofencing for some people that may not be too deep in the technical weeds? What is geofencing? It's geographic
It's
fencing, but
basically,
yeah.
if you think about the fence around your backyard, it keeps what you want in and what you want out. And so basically a geofence is the same thing. It allows internet connections from inside the geofence, but it keeps out any connections from the outside. So then there are a lot of places outside the United States that immediately try to come, and they'll beat up your firewall and they'll try to find, empty holes and things like that. And so the geofence just keeps them from being able to connect to any of the devices on your network.
Okay. How often do you have to update the NADR software?
So NADR comes with a monthly recurring fee of $25, and that covers all of your updates and things like that. But how often they happen? Actually, several times a day. So we go out and take a look at there's something called a CVE, it's basically a list that the government provides of all the known bad websites on the internet. And we update our NADR device with those lists twice daily. And NADR has something called a neural network. And so let's say there's a website out there that isn't on the CVE list yet, and somebody goes to one of these websites, and we figure out through something bad trying to happen that now there's this brand new bad website. Well, the neural network allows all the NADRs to talk to one another. So as soon as it spots one bad website, it tells all the other NADRs in the world, hey, don't let people go here. It's a bad website.
So how does your machine learning AI remediation work?
When you ask, how does it work? Okay, so basically, the way I like to explain it is, if you think of your business as a house, and your firewall is your front door with the deadbolt on it. NADR is the alarm that sounds when someone kicks in that front door and just does a brunt force attack. Or maybe they sneak in an open window. And as soon as they breach any part of your business, that alarm sounds and lets somebody know that there's something going on they should be looking at. And so whether you have an internal IT department or an external IT department, those alerts go to wherever you deem it important, you deem it necessary, and we get it remediated as quickly as possible.
How can businesses make sure that they're using NADR effectively?
Basically, if you follow the install, once it connects to the Neuro network, you're in, it's set up, it's going. It takes less than 15 minutes to deploy. You receive a report every Monday to let you know all the things all the threats and things that it took care of that you weren't even aware of. And as long as it's installed and all the lights blink the way they're supposed to, you know it's installed correctly and protecting your business.
So the way this thing works then is that it's monitored from the cloud, and then there's a device that they have to install on their premises, around the servers. Just trying to kind of understand, like, hey, what is the level of effort for a new client that's come on board? How long does it take? I mean, you said 15 minutes, but how exactly is that? The box that's NADR, do you have, how many boxes and which places do they have to go? And how does that transmit to your cloud to be monitored?
Okay. So basically, you still use the internet to get to and from your cloud. And so, and I already explained, all the packets from the internet come and go through our NADR device. So whether or not that and let's see, how do I explain this the best? So you only need one device for your entire business. Okay. And it really depends on how your computers are networked together, whether the remote workers have to have their own device or not. In most cases, they do not. You put one at the business, and the way that we suggest you do your topology, which is nothing more than how the internet talks to each device, you can do it to protect even your remote workers. And so that way you only have to have one device. It sits where your internet traffic comes and goes, like I said, right behind your firewall, yeah. And that's how it protects you.
Okay. Now, are there any complementary products or services that go with NADR?
Not at this time.
Okay. Okay. So it's you don't need anything else to make it work. What is the best way for people to get started with NADR?
Basically, all you have to do is go to our website, fill out the get in touch with us form, and then you get to talk to me. And I explain to you how it works for you, how it works in your specific business. And then you decide whether or not it's a good fit for what you're doing. And I will say, even if you already have a software solution in place, so you already have all of your computers, your servers, some of the software solutions even protect tablets and phones. Even if you have that in place, you could still use a NADR device on your network to protect all of the devices that you cannot install that agent on. Like we said, the printers, the HVAC system. Now every HVAC system tells you when filters need to be replaced and all of these different things. And unfortunately, every device that connects to the internet is a vulnerability. And so having every single device you have protected is so, so, so important. And so even if you have a software solution, NADR's at a price point that you could install it and it really doesn't cost you that much extra.
Yeah. Are there any examples of key businesses that you've helped with NADR?
Absolutely. So there is a gun range down the road who they also sell firearms. We plugged our NADR device in on their network only to find out that one of their security cameras was talking to China several times a day. And the reason that that's such a big deal is on that same network is the government system that allows them to do the background checks to sell firearms. And if they were ever to truly get hacked, if that hack had gone any further, the government could have come along and taken away their ability to do background checks, and it would have devastated their business because they would have no longer been able to sell firearms because of that. So NADR essentially could have saved their business.
Yeah, that's huge. Wow. What's your customer service like?
So our customer service is usually by email. So you email us, let us know what's going on, and it's usually taken care of between 4 to 8 business hours.
Wonderful. And now, what are some of the common questions that businesses have about NADR?
They want to know why they haven't heard of it. They want to know, okay, if this is out there and it protects everything, why isn't everybody using this? And the thing is that we are the only one in the small to mid-sized space offering a hardware solution that we can find. There are a lot of firewalls that claim that they do cybersecurity, and to a certain extent they do, but not to the extent that NADR does.
Yeah.
NADR is looking for those indicators of attack and indicators of compromise that a firewall simply can't see. And because it doesn't use machine learning, it's never going to be able to see those things. Not to mention that you can use NADR as a SIEM or a SOAR appliance as what's called an ingestion engine. So basically it just means because we see every packet that comes and goes, we can also tell you a lot about what's going on in your internal network, which can allow you to do preventative maintenance and allow you to have a lot less problems that can shut down your business or cause you to be down for hours because you didn't know what was going on until after it broke.
Yes, a side benefit.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is, you guys have a patent for this?
No, we do not, because unfortunately, we view patents as an issue because of the fact you have to give them all of your code, all of your specifications, all of that, and then anybody can view it. And in the code world, you really only have to change 3 lines of code for it to no longer be a patent infringement. And that's way too easy to do. So basically, you're giving people the recipe to build your unit and sell it as themselves under a different name. So we view NADR as a trade secret rather than going after a patent for it.
Okay, now what about something like a trademark or like a copyright or something? Does that still require the same kind of, open your whole recipe book or no?
It does. It does.
Okay.
And because ours is a hardware device, you can't go for a trademark on it. You can only go for a patent. But because we would have to include the proprietary software to it and all of our intellectual property, we choose not to do that.
Okay, wonderful. No, this is a great product, and this is like fairly new, right? How long has NADR been on the market?
So we started selling NADR openly starting January 1 this year. Right. Before that, it spent 2 years in beta testing. And I'm very proud to boast that every single one of our beta testers became customers. Once they got used to having the NADR product on their systems, none of them wanted to give it up.
Yeah. And most of your customers are within the United States or just the whole continent? I mean,
right now we're only selling within the United States just because of all of the going through customs and having to try and ship it and currency. We just are trying to stay away from that right now.
Okay, no, that's great. Where can businesses go to find out more information about NADR and cybersecurity?
So they would go to our website, and our website is, because it's, yeah, you're going to have to edit this part because I was not ready for that question. 1 second. Unfortunately, our NADR, there we go. Okay, I'm going to try that again. So if they want to find out more information, they can go to our website, which is nadr.ds-labs.dev.
Okay, NADR. And we're going to have that information in the show notes as well, so people can pull that information out. So that should be perfect. That should be helpful. Wonderful. That's great. And how can people get in touch, with you if they want to follow up and with you and learn more?
We'll make sure that you also have my LinkedIn profile, and they can just connect with me on LinkedIn, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of me. Yeah. I'll also provide a direct email address. So if you don't have LinkedIn for whatever reason and you still want to get a hold of me, you'll have an email as well.
No, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think this is a product that everybody at the minimum needs to be able to check out. I mean, do you guys have like, I don't know, like if somebody wanted to kick the tires or if they just want to, how do you guys go about it? Do you guys give like free trials, or how does it work
We
for people? Yeah.
we do. We have something called a demo unit. So
Okay.
we can ship out a demo unit and you can try it for 30 days. And so you can see how easy it is to install. You can see all of the information that you get. You can see the report feature. You can see all of those things for yourself. And then after 30 days, if you're not happy with it, you ship it back to us and we're good to go. And if you decide to keep it, then you simply pay the invoice provided to you and you're off to the races.
That's wonderful. Well, thanks. And this is going to be a game changer. So this is really excited, for you, for this product and for the businesses that are going to benefit from it. So this is wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Any last minute kind of words of ideas or of advice that you have for listeners?
Basically, one of the things that I would suggest is to follow NADR on LinkedIn. We are getting ready to launch a campaign that is going to be some cyber tips, some cyber things to remember. We all, can't have 100% cyber solutions all the time. You take your phone to Starbucks, you take your phone other places, but there are things that you can do in general to protect yourself from these cyber attacks that are out there in the world. And so we're going to be providing some tips and some things that you should be doing on a regular basis. Like one thing I like to ask people is, when was the last time you backed up your phone? Well, these are the kinds of things that we're going to be providing as tips out there for the general public to help them protect themselves as well.
Wonderful. That's great. Well, thank you so much, Diana. Again, really appreciate the insights. And for our listeners, go ahead and check us out. Give us a rating and a subscription. We're going to have all Diana's information and Nita's information in the show notes. Until next week, bye for now.